Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Zero Fats, aka Cam Jennings, coming at you on behalf of EpicConversions.com. Hope everybody's doing amazing out there. Today, I want to talk about legend and stories and how to use those things to build your online empire, how to build your online business, how to be an online entrepreneur. How do you add value to a course or a product or something you're trying to sell with story? How do you do it, right? Well, to kind of give an example of that, I want to show you guys this. Well, I'm just going to talk about it. It's a really cool website I stumbled across today. It's called Significant Objects, significantobjects.com, right? And how they got that way is what it's about. The whole premise behind this was these guys, they went out and they purchased about 200 random objects from thrift stores, right? Hold on a second, guys. I just want to. So they went out and they purchased about 200 objects, random objects from thrift stores, just random. And I think like in total, I think the cost of these objects were about $1.25 a piece. So it wasn't that much money that they spent on the objects. They were just random little tchotchkes. I don't know how to say that. There was nothing significant about the items. They were just little stupid items, insignificant items. And what they did was they hired 200 writers, and they assigned a writer to each object. And the goal was they wanted them to create a fictional. So the goal was they wanted them to create a fictional story around that object. So they had about 200 objects they'd purchased from thrift stores, on average about $1.25 an item, and they hired these writers to create a fictional story around each object. And then they put the object up on eBay for sale. And in the description, they didn't give a description of the item. They posted the fictional story. They also let it be known that it was a fictional story. And so that's another thing that I thought was interesting. They let it be known that it was a fictional story. And I was like, wow, that's really crazy. I could see like you putting it up on eBay, you creating this fictional story about it, and not letting people know it was a fictional story, and that somehow adds value to the item. But they didn't do that. They told people it was a fictional story, but they attached it to the object anyway, and it increased the value of the item. And I'll tell you, so let me give you some details here. So Significant Objects first, so it ran from July to November 2009. The experiment parameters were as follows. The experiment's curators purchased objects for no more than a few dollars from thrift stores and garage sales. A participating writer is paired with an object. He or she then writes a fictional story in any style or voice about the object. Voila. A remarkable cast-off thingamajig has suddenly become a significant object. Each significant object is listed for a sale on eBay. The significant object is pictured, but instead of a factual description, the SO's newly written fictional story is used. However, care is taken to avoid the impression that the story is a true one. So, they say that it's a fictional story. The winning bidder is mailed the significant object along with a printout of the object's fictional story. Net proceeds from the sale are given to the respective author. Authors retain all rights to their stories. The experiment's results are cataloged on this website. I'm reading this from significantobjects.com, by the way. The project's curators retain the rights to use these materials in other venues and media. For example, maybe we'll publish a book. So what were the results of their experiment? Okay, if an increase in thrift store objects' value and trade can be accepted as objective evidence of an increase in the object's significance, then our hypothesis was 100% correct. We sold $128.74 worth of thrift store junk for $3,612.51. All of which went to Significant Objects Volume 1's contributing writers. Okay, so that was phase one of the experiment. The second phase of the experiment was charitable fundraising and data crunching. Okay, so we'd answered the question of whether stories can add measurable value to near workless tchotchkes with an emphatic yes. But what to do with that answer? So Significant Objects' second volume of stories, contributed by Catherine Davis, Tom McCarthy, slew of other names, 45 others, started in December 2009, wrapped up in February 2010, so about 3 months. Volume 2 raised $2,244.11 for 826 National, a creative writing tutoring program for teenagers in 7 cities. So it's charity. It's pretty awesome. This was followed by our third volume, 50 stories written by writers including Wesley So anyways, the point is, guys, they use these significant objects. They use these significant objects to sorry guys, my phone rang, answer machine. Anyways, the point is significant objects, insignificant objects, they turned them into significant objects with simple fictional stories. They didn't hide the fact they were fictional stories. They just used the stories, and they did it 3 times, you know? They did it once, they paid the authors who did it for them. They did it a second time, contributed to charity. They did it a third time again. And here's what I'm saying, okay? You can have an online business, right? You can start an online business. You can put products out there. But if you add a story behind the product, you know, via like a series of videos or vlogs or blog posts or whatever, like if you add some type of story or narrative to what you're doing, you're going to increase the value of that thing that you're doing, okay? If you were putting out a simple product about email marketing, for instance, okay, and you say, hey, I'm going to write a book about email marketing, right? And then like you put it out there for sale, that's one thing. There's a million other people putting books out there. A ton of them are doing email marketing as a subject. So there's a lot of email marketing books out there. How do you create separation, okay? So one of the ways you create separation, but not just create separation, like make your thing more valuable, right? One of the ways you do that is with this idea of creating narrative around your thing, right? So if I was going to write a book about email marketing, and then I dedicated myself to publishing a blog article every single day leading up to the release of my book, right? And I talked about what I was doing to create this book, and I talked about my life, and I talked about the things that were happening. I'm going to make the book more than just a book. I'm going to make it more than just a simple book about email marketing, right? It's going to be more. I'm going to create legend for this product. It's going to be a bigger deal, right? So you can use this not just to write a book or create a product. You can use it around your entire business, right? Your entire business you can create legend around, and you will make your business more than just a simple business. It will be something different. It will develop a cult-like status. Look at companies like Apple, Sony, you know, even Xbox, Microsoft. There's all these stories surrounding these companies. If you study them, you'll find all these stories surrounding them. Another set of businesses that most people don't look at like businesses, like rock bands and just bands in general. These are all like businesses, right? And these businesses have been grown off of the legends of these rock stars, right? Think about the Rolling Stones. The Rolling Stones are awesome, man. They're cool, and their music is great. But they're just a group of guys playing cool music. But how did they get so iconic? How did they get so damn iconic? Because now it means something else to wear a Rolling Stones t-shirt. It's not just, I like this music. There's like an idea to it. Now you're wearing a Rolling Stones t-shirt, it means something. It's like, it has a feel to it, you know? It's an idea, you know? It means something. It's like a lifestyle or something. You know what I mean? And it's because of this legend. It's because of this legend that's been built up around this rock band. The Grateful Dead, another one. You know, if you wear a Grateful Dead t-shirt, it's not just, hey, I like the Grateful Dead. No, like when people see that t-shirt, there's a perceived lifestyle there. There's a thing happening there. It's more than just a t-shirt. It's something more, and it's been created with legend, right? So what I'm telling you is, anything that you're doing online, you make it more powerful, you make it bigger, you make it better than what it was by producing this legend, by creating this story around it, right? I don't recommend the fictional story thing. I was using that as an example with the significant objects thing. I wanted to use it as an example of how powerful stories can be. Here's a group of guys who purchased a bunch of random cheap objects that didn't matter. They assigned them to fictional writers, and they wrote fictional stories for each object. And it didn't matter that they were fictional stories. People still bought them. They didn't care. They let them know in the description it was a fictional story. And when they bought the object, they got a printout of the fictional story, and they got the cheap object. And it didn't matter that it was fictional. Just the fact that there was a story surrounding this object was enough, right? So what I'm telling you is, if you go out there and when you're doing things online, you're creating a business, or you're writing a book, or you're making a product, if you start to build legend around it, in blog posts or in YouTube videos, these kinds of things make your product more than what they really are, if that makes sense. They just become bigger than what they are. It's a culture. So anyways, that's about it. That's all I got. I hope that's helpful to you. I know it's kind of an intangible subject. It's not exactly one of my it's not exactly you know, actionable, right? It's hard, right? I'm not saying it's not hard. Thank you, Pick Through World, by the way. Pick Through World said he's been following me for years. One of my top e-com go-to guys. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. You guys, I know this isn't like tangible. I mean, I get it. It's not like actionable. But in a way, it kind of is, right? It's actionable to write these blog posts. It's actionable to make these videos while you're creating your thing. That's actionable. It's intangible, the results that you get, but trust me, they're there. You're adding value to what you're doing by creating this legend around your stuff. So just keep in mind, man, it's something I've lived by, and it works extremely well. Whenever I create products, I will always try to, you know, do like a vlog around my product, leading up to my product, through the launch week of the product. You know, I get on YouTube a lot. I try to tell stories. You know, I talk about my business, and it's all kind of documented, you know, on my YouTube channel. And that makes something, you know, I'm not just a guy who's, I'm not just like a guy who started an online business. Like it's more than that, you know. I've created something more than that by doing this stuff. There's like a legend to it. I hope that makes sense. I know it's a little intangible, and you know, I'm sorry if it's kind of confusing, but I promise you guys, it's real. It works. The Significant Objects Project is a prime example of what I'm talking about. So if you guys get a chance, check that out, man. Significant Objects. Let me see. significantobjects.com. So if you're more interested in this kind of stuff, check out the significantobjects.com website. It's pretty cool the way they did that. And I think that's it, man. I'm just blabbering on and on and on about it. So Anyways, guys, I hope you guys have an amazing Tuesday, and I will see you in the next one. Hey, give me some love in the comment section. Let me know if you like this video. If you want me to do some more videos like this, let me know in the comment section what you'd like to see me do videos about. Smash that thumbs up button. Helps me out a lot. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace, everybody.